Welcome to this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. I'm Stu Cowan of the Montreal Gazette, joined by former Canadiens teammates Rick Green and Chris Nyland, and our analytics guru, Andrew Berkshire. The Canadiens need to add some offense. There's no doubt about that going into next season, especially at the forward position. Andrew, is there a pending free agent or a player under contract you think that Kent Hughes should be targeting this offseason?
Yeah, I've looked around at players who may possibly be available. I think one of the smartest things that you can do as a manager in this league when you're trying to build up is look at teams who are mad about how the season went and might be making rash decisions. So teams like the New Jersey Devils, who should have been in the playoffs with how good they are. Teams like maybe the Buffalo Sabres might be a little bit tough in division, but the St. Louis Blues, Minnesota Wild, even the Calgary Flames, these are organizations that have players that could fit with the Montreal Canadiens going forward who might be willing to shake up their roster, even though a lot of them are young teams, right? So you could maybe flex your organizational depth to create a situation where both teams benefit. Think about the Philadelphia Flyers with the Jamie Drysdale and Cutter Gauthier trade. I know it looks like a big win right now for Anaheim, but Drysdale's a really good player too. So there's those avenues to explore. The one that jumps out at me the most is Dawson Mercer in New Jersey. Really good player, hard worker, seems to have fallen out of favor in New Jersey. Wouldn't hurt to add another Newfoundlander to hang out with Alex Newhook as well. So two guys from the Rock could be buddies together, but I look at him and he's got scoring potential. He's a former first-round pick, but just doesn't seem to have found a niche in New Jersey after it looked like he had one. So he's a guy that I'd kick the tires on a little bit.
Hey, look at, bottom line here is how much money are they going to have left to spend if they want to pursue the UFAs? And that's a huge factor. I mean, I look at a Jake Gensel. He's making $6 million. There's a prolific point a game type guy that brings it every night. Great track record, but how much is it going to cost to get him signed? And you look at Marchessault also as having a pretty good year. A guy that brings some juice to the lineup and offensive guy. And he's making $6. What's it going to take to get some of these UFAs signed? So it's a fact, and it's not easily repaired through trying to sign these free agents unless you can afford them and you really feel good about an individual that they want to be part of the mentality of the Montreal Canadiens. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of discussions on tapping into possible UFAs before the trading or after the trading deadline.
Echo the sentiments of Andrew as far as looking at some of those teams with all the assets that Habs do have the possibility of working out some kind of deal for a good player that could come in there and help. As far as UFAs, and again, it's a salary cap thing, right? Some of the guys that you may want to target, isn't Reinhardt a UFA right now, right? There's a guy that's going to cost a boatload of money, right? Gensel, another one, and some of the guys too, certainly up there in age is another thing, right? You got to look at their,
well, Marchessault, 33. Marchessault, 33.
And then you look, some of the guys you want to get a little bigger, Anthony Mantha being one, Tyler Bertuzzi's another one, scrappy player that guys that could be possibilities, but the big thing with the Habs is they got to get their salary structure straightened out before I think they can just go after some big UFA or anything like that. So I think, maybe trading because they have so many assets would be a better way to achieve that.
Yeah, I can see them packaging one of those first-round picks with maybe a couple of the young defensemen and try and get a forward who can score. I mean, Marchessault is interesting, I think, mainly because it's hard to get free agents to come to Montreal a lot of the times. He's near the end of his career. Would he be willing to come here? Bit of a hometown discount, 42 goals this season. Who knows? Knuckles, on the teams you played with, was there one off-season free agent signing that you remember? That
I don't.
Really
I'll be honest with you. You know, I remember when they brought in Vladimir Vaziska in Boston when I was there. The big thing here, and I'll go back to it, was a trade Serge made that made all the difference in our team, and that was Bobby Smith. You know, when they brought him in, we just got bigger up the middle right away, and he could play. You know, he could play, even though the puck was his own puck. He didn't share it a whole lot. No, Smitty was awesome that way. He really helped. So something like those signings for me, those trades were ones that made a big difference. The one with Smitty for sure made a big difference in our club.
Apart from Smith, Rick, any other ones you remember from your playing days at the?
Well, the rules were different back in our day too, right? Free agency was what's free agency? I mean, if I recall, you had to maybe play 10 years. Is that a possibility through collective bargaining? Before
you had to be half dead.
Tap into it. Yeah, basically. So guys that were so-called free agents weren't free agents.
Yeah.
So it was a different set of rules, and you know, it surely would have been nice to test the market like the guys are able to test. But affordability is a huge part of trying to keep everybody kind of towing the line, if you will. And you know, Montreal will definitely be looking at all kinds of options that these guys in management will definitely assess.
Yeah, we could be free agents, but they take your house, your wife, and your car, and you were free to go.
Well, you look at the money now with the free agents, Rick. I mean, you were a #1 overall pick. You must wonder sometimes, man, I wish I was born a generation later or something.
You know what? It's what it was. You didn't pay too much attention because. Back in the day, you could buy a brand new Corvette for $8,600 and be, you know, king of the road going back to school, and that's and get an opportunity to play in the NHL. So it's would have been great, but it's what it is. Move on.
I remember that Corvette. That was after you got drafted #1, right, Rick?
Yeah, it was either that or a Chevy Chevelle or something, and I said, well. I said to the dealer, I said, okay, is there a Corvette place? He goes, yeah, if you go with the Corvette, you'll get more girls with the Corvette. So I decided to go.
Yeah, but
and splurge on my $25,000 signing bonus. It was painful to write a check for $86,000.
Yeah, but the Cadillac was the car though, not the Corvette. You could get it done in the Caddy.
Let her see.
What was the coolest thing you bought yourself, Knuckles, that you remember when you got your first significant money?
My signing bonus was I don't know. I think it was like. So what was it? I think it was like $5,000 or something. I bought my parents a dining room table set, which we didn't have. We had a real old one. I bought it for them. Still in that house.
I love that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, that's it for this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to montrealgazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And go to hockeyinsideout.com. Every day we'll have all the news during the off season about the Canadiens.